Okay. Online na. Online. Kape. Uy, nag-drop ko ano. Nag-drop si...
Ayan na magsimula. Roll ko na po. Mas. Marami naman ito. Tapos, sigurin nyo naman. Apat naman pala. Apat lang ganun. Ito yung mapagkakit.
Yung sa doon yung text. Kapalitan pa sa 26. Ay, may 25 projects, no? Sa text 26. Hindi pa yun dalawa. Okay, 25. 25 lahat. Yung problema yung teams, nalagaan ang teams natin. So, yan. Kahapon ako yung sa... Try natin for the rest. Dito na lang sa phone ko yung mag-screenshot na lang ako dito.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Tagbal siya. Sa OBS. Ay, talagang. Bumasa si OBS.
Okay na, sir.
Okay na. Doon na lang sa ano. Parang, pero nawala si OBS. Dito yun dapat. Dapat i-ano mo siya yung window. Ito. Problema. Sabihin mo lang na ano. Nasa na ayos mo.
Kung exit. Kasi kadang nakakalandak. Hindi na pintin, 55. Ikaw na magbasa. Oo. Kasi nakakawala yung mga nakalagay sa salan. Hindi ko nakababili. Nagtawag ko sa minutes.
Dapat yan, ano sir, na pag may maaga, automatic 30 minutes before, hindi yung sharp style. Yeah, 30 minutes before. Wag Pilipino tayo.
American time comes early. Filipino time comes late.
Late. Yan, ano yun?
Indian time.
Dito na lang sa phone ko yung Teams, ha? Wait lang. May bandwidth problem kasi. Teams. Wait lang. Kaya mo yan, ha? Looking spot sa phone ko na lang.
Sige, sir. Wala-wala. Sa pangitan mo. Morning, everyone. Now for the order the meeting for today, Friday, July 24, 2026, at the Legislative Office. And now in the office meeting. We request our secretariat to please conduct the roll call. The PAC members, DPWH, observers, move in person and family.
Today, everyone, for today's activity, the conference, conduct the round of this. We have the Dr. Maria Michael Ines, the members, Mr. Ada Chas, Mr. Hasnor, Ibrahim, JD, Engineer Gentay F. Abuha, Engineer Alina Saliwato. And for the back PWG present, we have DPWG heads, MAKILALA-ALLAH, Chair Asana at Amahan. Engineer sa DPWH and Engineer Abdul Khalid Tifanal. For back secretariat, we have our back secretariat head, Engineer Alex Tigaran. Also have Engineer Rosario Rais, Engineer Ayman Nasherin Manalondo, Sir Jetson R. Israel, Mr. Berchico Hesobo. We also have Engineer Shama Ihadi Saral, and Engineer Hasanuddin Pico Wanipay. He likewise led by presence our observers. And also the co-representative we have Lester T. Amun Yaf and Gideon C. Cornejo. We also have our 3 end users who will be reading the projects. We have Engineer Muhammad Arif Fikirin, Engineer M. San Salona, and Engineer Charmaine P. Guaspilia. What's on here? Architect Charmaine P. Guaspilia. That's all we have.
Thank you. We by members present we declare that the forum is established. We also inform for the record that all invited observers receive their notices of the meeting at least 5 days prior. Lines with the public after citizen line. Implementing rules and regulations. I also wish to inform everyone that this meeting is being live streamed to our official YouTube channel for transparency. So for today's meeting, the agenda is a brief confidence for comment 5 determined projects. So may we request the representative from our end user
Morning, everyone. The first project, we have a contracted number of 26 template
Pwede na kami magpatay ng camera dyan.
R1, reading of road from Amena Street, from Yakal Street to CADENA Street, sa Poblacion, CARMEN, Cotabato. Project location, CARMEN, North Cotabato. Contract duration, 103 days. Funding agreement, 2026. Infra-light road bridge.
Screenshot ko.
Measure lang ginamit ko.
Hirap kasi yung
Total budget for the contract, we have 18 million times 110,000. EO of 128,000. And a total cumulative cost of 90 million. Description of works to be done, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, sub-base and base course, surface process, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, materials details, and material details. Under facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have project field works, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, and mobilization or demobilization. Under earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing, removal of actual structures or obstruction 0.15 meter thickness PCC. We have surplus common excavation, structure excavation, common soil, foundation field, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil. And we also have sub-grade preparation, common material. Under sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under surface courses, we have Portland cement concrete, pavement, handling course 0.23 meter thick. Under bridge construction, we have reinforced steel, grade 40, and also structural concrete, class B. Under drainage and flood protection structures, we have pipe culvert, 910 millimeter diameter, class 2 RCPC. We have grouted riprap, class A, and stone masonry. Under miscellaneous structures, we have refractorized thermoplastic pavement markings, Y. Minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump trucks, 1 payloader, 1 bulldozer, 1 backhoe with breaker, 1 payloader at the disposal area, 1 backhoe, 1 plate compactor, 1 water trapper pump, 1 motorized road grader, 1 vibratory roller, 4 transit mixer, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 concrete clutch nut, 1 concrete grader, 1 concrete saw, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar bender, 1 cargo or service truck, 1 bagger mixer, 1 backhoe wheel mounted, 1 cargo or service truck, and 1 applicator machine, 1 kneading machine. For the second project, we have a contract number of 26 MI 0092. Project name, construction aerosol. Road widening along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN-ANTIPAS Road, kilometer 1660, class 869 to kilometer 1662, class 000. Kilometer 1663 plus 442 to kilometer 1662 plus 653, kilometer 1663 plus 742 to kilometer 1663 plus 815, kilometer 1667 plus 000 to kilometer 1668 plus 535. Project location, Matalam, North Cotabato. Contract duration, 262 days. Funding agreements, 2026. And project for home building, target depth 6.27. Unit of measure lane kilometer. Approved budget for the contract, we have 94,173,745. EO of 3,419,255. And total estimated cost of 97,693,000. Description of works to be done, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, sub-base and base course, surface courses, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, facility structures, and materials details. Under facilities for the engineer, we have construction field office for the engineer, provision of furniture or fixtures, equipment, and appliances for the field office for the engineer, provision of 4x4 pickup service vehicle for the engineer on very rental basis. Under other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization. Under earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing, individual removal of trees, small, removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.15 thickness, PCCP, removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.10 thickness, sidewalk, removal of actual structures or obstruction, curb and gutter, removal of structures and obstruction, concrete, removal of actual structures or obstruction, and 10 millimeter diameter RCPC, surplus common excavation, structure excavation, common soil, foundation field, pipe culverts and drain excavation, common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, and subgrade preparation, common material. Under subbase and base course, we have aggregate subbase course. Under surface courses, we have Portland cement concrete pavement, 0.15 meter thickness. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.2 meter thickness. And also Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.28 meter thickness. Under bridge construction, we have reinforcing steel, grade 40, reinforcing steel, grade 60, structural concrete, class A, structural concrete, class B. Drainage and slope protection structure. Under drainage and slope protection structures, we have pipe culverts, 910 millimeter diameter, class 2 RCPC, manholes, 910 millimeter diameter concrete, catch basin, 910 millimeter diameter, grouted riprap, class A, stone and stone masonry. Under miscellaneous structures, we have curb and gutter, cast in place, sidewalk, 110 millimeter thickness, metal guardrail, metal beam including post, single W beam, metal beam and piece, bonus, diameter post, seedlings or saplings for other programs and initiatives. Hazard makers 450 millimeter by 600 millimeter chevron size. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavements markings white. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavements markings yellow. And single arm solar LED roadway lighting 9 meter pole 80 watts to 125 watts. Minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump truck, 1 payloader, 1 bulldozer, 1 backhoe, 1 chainsaw, 1 backhoe with breaker, 1 drill truck, 1 payloader, 1 plate compactor, 1 water truck or pump, 1 motorized road grader, 1 vibratory roller, 4 transit mixer, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 concrete clutch plant, 1 concrete spreader, 1 concrete saw, 2 bar cutter, 1 joint sealer, 1 bar bender, 1 cargo service truck, 1 bagger mixer, 1 backhoe, wheel mounted, 1 cargo service truck, 1 applicator machine, and 1 knitting machine.
Good morning once again. For the third project, with the contract ID number 26NI0093, the project name is Construction of Multipurpose Building for SPED Students of KABACAN Pilot Center Elementary School, 130005, Barangay Poblacion, KABACAN, Cotabato. The project location is at Barangay Poblacion, KABACAN, Cotabato. The contract duration is 130 calendar days. The funding agreement is General Appropriation Act, FY 2026. Infertilis building, target amount is 1, unit of measure is unit. The approved budget for the contract is 5,940,000 with an EL of 60,000, so the estimated project component cost is 6 million. The description of work to be done for this project are facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, reinforced concrete, finishing some other civil works, electrical and mechanical. Under the facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. And under the other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project field order signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization or demobilization. Under the earthworks, we have structure excavation common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, embankment from borrow common soil, and gravel field. Under the reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete class 828 base, reinforcing steel deformed grade 44 and formworks and faultworks. Under the finishings and other civil works, we have patch basin concrete, sewer line works, storm drainage and downspout, septic vault or tank, concretes or CHV, plumbing fixtures, cold water lines, ceiling 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, ceiling, metal frame, pre-painted metal panel, carpentry and joinery works, aluminum glass windows, wooden doors and windows, fabricated metal roofing accessory gauge 24, 0.701 mm gutter, pre-painted metal sheets long span, corrugated type above 0.427 mm, glaze tiles and trims, unglazed tiles, cement plaster finish, painting works masonry or concrete, painting works steel, reflected insulation, aluminum cladding, CHB non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 100 mm, CHB non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 150 mm, metal structure accessories, structural steel trusses, structural steel purlins. Under the electrical, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings conduit coils or conduit rocking, wires and wiring devices, panel board with main and branch breakers, and lighting fixtures. Under mechanical, we have oscillating fan, ceiling fan, fire extinguisher 9.007 kilogram ABC with bracket, and fire alarm system. The minimum equipment requirement, we have one backhoe, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one shovel vibrator, one cutting outfit, two dump truck, one bagger mixer, one cake compactor, one truck mounted crane, and two welding machines. So, good morning everyone. Our fourth project is the retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridges, wall bridge, DEO1011 along MAKILALA-ALLAH. The work location is along Luna North of Cotabato with a contract duration of 108 calendar days. Funding agreement is up so year 2026. The infra type is bridge. Target amount 1 million of measured number of bridge. The total construction cost is 16,275,840. The EL is 332,160. And the total estimated cost is 16,608,000. The description of works to be done are the facilities for the engineers, the other general requirements, the earthworks, sub-base and base course, the surface course, the bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and the miscellaneous structures. Itemized breakdown. Other activities for the engineer is the construction of field office for the engineer, the provision of furniture and fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, and the provision of 4x4 type pickup service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis. Other general requirements are the permit clearances, the project billboard and signboard, the occupational safety and health program, the traffic management, mobilization, demobilization, and the removal and mitigation of bridges. For earthworks, the clearing and grubbing, individual removal of trees, the removal of structure and construction, concrete, the structure excavation, the foundation fill, the pipe culverts and drains excavation, and the embankment from barrow. The sub-base and base course is the aggregate sub-base course. Under surface course is the Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.15 meter thick 14 days, and the Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.28 meter thick 14 days. Under bridge construction is the precast concrete piles furnished 400 by 400 mm. The precast concrete piles driven, the splicing of RC piles with epoxy, PEX piles furnished 400 by 400 mm. The test pile driven, the reinforcing steel grade 40, the reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete class A, the structural concrete class A 27.58, 14 days, the pre-stressed structural concrete members, the lean concrete class B, the crane, the expansion joint, rubber multiplex expansion, and the form and false work elastomeric bridge and drills. Under the drainage and slope protection structures are the pipe culverts, 910 mm diameter, the manhole, 910 mm diameter, the rooted drop, class A, the sheet pile steel slope protection, and the drain pipe galvanized. Under the miscellaneous structures are the metal board rail, metal beam, beam post, single, W beam, the metal beam end piece, bull nose, the seedling saplings for other program initiatives, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking whites, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, and the concrete joints steel. For the maintenance equipment requirement, we have one air compressor, one applicator machine, one asphalt kettle or drum, one backhoe, one McCoy breaker, one bar bender, one bar cutter, 25 mm, one bar cutter 42 mm, one boom truck, one bulldozer with ripper, one cargo service truck, one chainsaw, one concrete batch plant, one concrete saw 7.55 HP, one concrete spreader, two concrete vibrator, one crawler crane bucket, one crawler crane standard boom, one service crane crawler crane, one diesel hammer, two dump truck, one routing machine, one hydraulic jack, two jackhammer, one joint stiller machine, one kneading machine, four low bed trigger, one cutting outfit, one drop hammer, one motorized road grader, one multi-purpose amphibious dredger, one bumper mixer, one plate loader, one plate compactor, one plate, four transplit mixer, one truck-mounted tipping bucket, one truck-mounted crane standard lattice boom, one truck-mounted crane standard lattice boom 41 to 45 MP, one vibratory roller, one vibro hammer, one water truck or pump, one welding machine, and one welding machine are driven. DC output.
For the fifth project, we have a contract number of 6990095, widening of bridge, BIALONG bridge 00278, and along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN-ANTIPAS junction. Project location, we have Cotabato. Contract duration 190 calendar days. Funding agreement the FY 2026. Infrared bridge, target amount 197.669 feet of measure square meter. Total approved budget for the contract, we have 22,057,840. EO 450,160. And total estimated cost 22,508,000. Description of works within facilities for the engineer. Other general requirements, earthworks, sub-basin base course, surface course, bridge construction, related slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures. Under facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, traffic billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization or demobilization, and removal and relocation of utilities. Under earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing, individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 millimeter diameter, removal of structure and obstruction, concrete, structure excavation, common site, foundation field, embankment from bar or embankment from barrow, common site. Under sub-basin base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under surface courses, we have Portland cement, concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.15 meter thick, 14 days. We also have Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.28 meter thick. Under bridge construction, we have precast concrete piles, furnished, 400 by 400 millimeter, precast concrete piles, driven, test piles, furnished, 400 by 400 millimeter, test piles, driven, 400 by 400 millimeter, reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60. Structural concrete class A, 20.68 megapascals, 14 days. Structural concrete class A, 27.58 megapascals, 14 days. Pre-stressed structural concrete members type 4, 1, girder. We also have plain concrete class B, 16.5 megapascal, plain, expansion joint or rubber, multiplex expansion joints, 50 millimeter gap, forms and false works, elastomeric bridge bearings. Under drainage and slope protection structure, we have grouted riprap, class A, sheet piles,
steel and snow protection. And we also have drain pipe galvanized. Under miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam, including post, single, double beam. We also have metal beam and piece, bull nose, seedlings and saplings for other programs and initiatives. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow. Concrete joint sealant and hot poured plastic type. Minimum equipment requirement, we have one air compressor, one applicator machine, one asphalt kettle drum, one backhoe with breaker, one bar bender, uh, one bar cutter, 25 mm maximum rebar, grade 40 single phase. We have one bar cutter, 42 mm maximum rebar diameter, grade 60, 3 plate phase. One boom truck, one bulldozer with reaper, one cargo or service truck, one chainsaw, one concrete batch plant, one concrete saw, one concrete spreader, two concrete vibratory, two concrete vibrator flexible shaft type, one crawler crane with bucket, one crawler crane standard boom, one service crane or crawler crane, one diesel hammer, two dump truck, one grouting machine, one hydraulic jack, two jackhammer, one joint sealer machine, one kneading machine, two low bed grader, one packing outfit, one rock hammer, one motorized road grader, one multipurpose amphibious dredger, one bagger mixer, one payloader, one plate compactor, four transit mixer, one truck mounted crane with bucket, one truck mounted crane standard, one truck mounted crane standard lattice boom, for 246 HP, one vibratory roller, one vibro hammer, one water truck or pump, one welding machine gas or diesel driven, and one welding machine electrical driven.
For the sixth project with the contract ID number 26NI0096, the project name is Widening of Permanent Bridges-Dalapuan Bridge B01873MN along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN-ANTIPAS Road. The project location is at Barangay Chibia, Matalam, Cotabato. The contract duration is 211 calendar days. The funding agreement is National Expedition Program CY 2026. The infra type is bridge. The target length is 322.643 and the unit of measure is square meter. The approved budget for the contract is 36,173,760 with an EO of 738,240. So the total estimated cost is 36,912,000. The description of works to be done for this project are facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, sub-basin base forces, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, and materials details. Under the facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field outlook for the engineer. Under the other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project field worker signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, and mobilization or demobilization. Under the earthwork, we have individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 millimeter diameter small, removal of structures and obstruction, concrete, structure excavation common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, and embankment from barrow common soil. Under the sub-basin base forces, we have aggregate sub-base force. Under the bridge construction, we have reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete 20.68 MPa plus A 14 base, structural concrete 27.58 MPa plus A 14 base, pre-stressed structural concrete members type 5 I girders, lean concrete class B 16.5 MPa, paint, elastomeric bridge bearings and forms and all sorts. Under the drainage and slope protection structures, we have grouted riprap class A, sheet piles, steel slope protection, and drain pipe galvanized. Under the miscellaneous structures, we have metal grade guardrail, metal beam including pole single W beam, metal beam and piece fishtail, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, tapered solar LED roadway lighting 8 meters, 60 watts to 100 watts. The minimum equipment requirements for this project: 1 bulldozer, 1 clay loader, 1 motorized road grader, 1 motorized grader with scarifier, 1 vibratory roller, 1 crawler crane, standard boom 21 to 25 MP, one crawler crane standard boom 36 to 40 MP, 1 crawler crane with backlet standard boom, 1 truck mounted crane, 1 truck mounted crane 51 to 60 MP, 1 backhoe with breaker, 1 vibro hammer, 1 bagger mixer, 2 transit mixer, 2 dump truck, 1 cargo truck, 1 cargo service truck, 1 cargo truck 9 to 10 MP, 1 water truck or pump, 1 air compressor, 1 welding machine, 500A, 1 welding machine 500A electrical driven, 1 filing outfit, 1 chainsaw, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 bar cutter, single phase, 1 bar bender, 3 phase, 1 concrete batch plant, 1 applicator machine, 1 dolly, 1 jar, 2 jackhammer, 1 kneading machine, and 1 wood or steel log.
The seventh project is with a contract ID of 26MI0097 with a project name of Widening of Bridges, the Bridge B01H66MN along Davao Cotabato Road, Junction, Igos, to Cotabato section, with a contract duration of 188 calendar days. The project ID with a funding agreement of fiscal year 2026 in an income type of bridge. The target amount of 173.6, 128, and the unit of measure is square meter. The total construction cost with the 90,410,860 with a DEO of 396,140 and a total estimated cost of 19,807,000. Works to be done are facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, the earthworks, subbase and base floors, surface floors, the bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and the miscellaneous structures. Other necessities for the engineer are the construction of field office for the engineer, the provision of furniture and fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, and the provision of 4x4 types pickup service vehicle. Under general requirements and the permit clearances, the project billboard and signboard, the occupational safety and health program, the traffic management, mobilization to mobilization, and the removal and relocation of utilities. Under the subbase and base course is the aggregate subbase course. Under the surface course is the Portland cement concrete pavement 0.15 meter thick 14 days, and the Portland cement concrete pavement of 0.28 meter thick 14 days. Under the bridge construction, or the precast concrete piles furnished, the precast concrete piles driven, the splicing of RC piles with epoxy, the text piles driven, the reinforcing steel, grade 60, the structural concrete class A 14 days, the structural concrete class A 27.58 MPa 14 days, the pre-stressed structural concrete members, the lean concrete class B, the paint, and the form and false work. Other drainage and slope protection structures are the manholes, 910 mm diameter concrete, the grouted riprap class A, the sheet pile steel slope protection, and the drain pipe galvanized. Under the miscellaneous structures are the metal guardrail, metal beam, the metal beam and piece bull nose, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, and the concrete joint cylinder. The minimum equipment requirements are 1 air compressor, 1 applicator machine, 1 asphalt kettle drum, 1 backhoe with breaker, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, 1 bar cutter 25 mm, and 1 bar cutter 42 mm, 1 boom truck, 1 bulldozer with ripper, 1 cargo service truck, 1 chainsaw, 1 concrete batch plant, 1 concrete saw with 7.5
horsepower, 2 concrete spreader, 1 crawler crane, 2 concrete vibrator, 1 service crane or roller crane, 1 diesel hammer, 2 dump truck, 1 routing machine, 1 hydraulic chuck, 2 jackhammer, 1 joint sealer, 1 kneading machine, 4 low bed railer, 1 cutting outfit, 1 truck hammer, 1 motorized road grader, 1 multi-purpose amphibious dredger, 1 bagger mixer, 1 payloader, 1 plate compactor, 4 transit mixer, 1 truck mounted crane with bucket, 1 truck mounted crane with standard that is boom, 1 truck mounted crane standard that is boom with 246 horsepower, 1 vibratory roller, 1 vibro hammer, 1 water truck or pump, 1 welding machine with gas diesel driven, and 1 welding machine electrical driven DC out.
For the 8th project, we have 26 in high, 0098, widening of bridges, Imagine Bridge, DEO 00320 along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN Road. Work location, CARMEN North, Cotabato, with a contract duration of 200 calendar days. Funding agreement, GAA FY 2026. Infra type, bridge, target amount, 335,903. Unit of meters per meter. With an DEO with an upper budget of the contract, 37,938,740. With an DEO of 774,260. Project component cost, 38,713,000. And description of works to be done, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, sub-base and base course, surface course, bridge construction, drainage slope and protection structure, miscellaneous structure. Under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, official safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization, removal and relocation of utilities. Under earthworks, we have clearing and grabbing, individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm diameter small, removal of structures and obstruction, concrete, structural excavation, common soil, foundation fill, embankment from barrow, common soil. Under sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under surface course, we have Portland cement concrete pavement. Unreinforced, 0.15 m thick, 14 days. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.20 m thick, 14 days. Under bridge construction, we have precast concrete piles, furnace 400 by 400 mm. Precast concrete piles driven. These piles furnished 400 by 400 mm. These piles driven 400 by 400 mm. Reinforcing steel grade 40. Reinforcing steel grade 60. Structure concrete class A 20.60 MPa 14 days. Structural concrete class A 27.50 MPa for 14 days. Pre-stress structural concrete members type 4-1 girder. Beam concrete class B 16.5 MPa. Paint expansion joint rubber or multiplex expansion joints 50 mm gap. Forms and courseworks elastomeric bridge bearings. Under drainage and slope protection structure, we have routed grip wrap class A, sheet 5 steel slope protection, drain pipe galvanized. Under miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail or metal beam loading post, single W beam, metal beam in piece ball nose, seedling or saplings for other programs and initiatives. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking white, repeat twice thermoplastic equipment marking yellow, complete joint setup, at for plastic pipe. Minimum equipment requirement was one air compressor, one agitator machine, one asphalt kettle, one backhoe with digger, one bar groomer, one bar cutter, 42 mm maximum rebar, one boom truck, one bulldozer with reefer, one cargo or service truck, one chainsaw, one concrete batch plant, one concrete saw, one concrete slider, two concrete regulator, one crawler crane with bucket, one crawler crane standard boom, one service crane or crawler crane, one diesel hammer, two dump truck, one routing machine, one hydraulic jack, two jackhammer, one joint sealer machine, one kneading machine, four low-bed trailer, one cutting outfit, one rock hammer, one motorized road grader, one multi-purpose ambitious grader, one bagger mixer, one payloader, one plate compactor, four transit mixer, one mounted crane with bucket, one truck mounted crane standard lattice boom, one truck mounted crane standard lattice boom, one vibratory roller, one vibro hammer, one water truck or pump, one welding machine and one welding machine 48 HP 300A gas or DC proven, one welding machine 500 weight electrical or DC output.
For the ninth project with the contract ID number 26MI0099, the project name is Widening of Bridges-Lampayan Bridge B00281ML along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN-ANTIPAS Road. The project location is at Matalam, North Cotabato. The contract duration is 183 calendar days. The funding agreement is GAA FY 2026. The infra type is bridge. The target amount is 146.916 and the unit of measure is per meter. The approved budget for the contract is 16,763,880 with an EO of 342,120 pesos. So the total estimated cost is 17,106,000 pesos. The description of works to be done for this project, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, subbase and base force, surface force, bridge construction, lineage and slope protection structures, and miscellaneous structures. The itemized breakdown. Under the facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under the other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project bill order signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, and mobilization or demobilization. Under the earthworks, we have individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm diameter walls, removal of structures and obstruction concrete, structure excavation common soil, and embankment from barrow common soil. Under the subbase and base course, we have aggregate subbase course. Under the surface course, we have Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced 0.28 meter thick 14 Js. Under the bridge construction, we have precast concrete piles per inch 400 by 400 millimeter, precast concrete piles driven, reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete class A 20.68 MPa 14 days, structural concrete class A 27.58 MPa 14 days, lean concrete class B 16.5 MPa, paint, forms and walls works, and elastomeric bridge bearings. Under the drainage and slope protection structures, we have groundwood beadrock class A, sheet pile steel slope protection, drain and drain pipe galvanized. Under the miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail, metal beam, including post single double beam, metal beam and piece full nose, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow. The minimum equipment requirement are 1 air compressor, 1 applicator machine, 1 asphalt kettlebell drum, 1 backhoe with breaker, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, grade 40, 1 bar cutter, grade 60, 1 boom truck, 1 bulldozer, 1 cargo or service truck, 1 chainsaw, 1 concrete batch plant, 1 concrete saw, 1 concrete spreader, 2 concrete vibrator flexible shop, 1 crawler crane with bucket, 1 crawler crane standard boom 26 to 40 MT, 1 service crane or crawler crane, 1 diesel hammer, 2 dump truck, 1 grouting machine, 1 hydraulic jack, 2 jack hammer, 1 joint sealer machine, 1 kneading machine, 4 low bed trailer, 1 cutting outfit, 1 drum hammer, 1 motorized road grader, 1 multi-purpose amphibious dredger, 1 bag mixer, 1 payloader, 1 plate compactor, 4 transit mixer, 1 truck mounted crane with bucket, 1 truck mounted crane 238 HP, 1 truck mounted crane 246 HP, 1 vibratory roller, 1 vibro hammer, 1 water truck or pump, 1 welding machine, gas or diesel driven, and 1 welding machine, electric driven.
For the 10th project is with a contract ID of 26MI0100 with the project name of Widening of Bridges, we got bridge B00276NN along MATALAM-LAMPAYAN-ANTIPAS Junction Road with the work location at Lang, Cotabato. The contract duration of 196 calendar days. The funding agreement of the fiscal year 2026 with the contract type of bridge, target amount of 285.246, and the unit of measure is square meter. The total construction cost is 31,762,780 with a EL of 648,220 and a total estimated cost of 32,411,000. Works to be done are facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, the earthworks, stopping and base floors, surface floors, the bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, and the miscellaneous structures. The itemized breakdown. Under the facilities for the engineer are the construction of field office for the engineer, the provision of furniture and fixtures, equipment and appliances for the field office for the engineer, and the provision of 4x4 type pickup service vehicle for the engineer on the rental basis. Under the other general requirements are the permits and clearances, the project billboard and signboard, the operational safety and health program, the traffic management, the mobilization, demobilization, and the removal and relocation of utilities. Under the earthworks, the clearing and robbing, the individual removal of trees, the removal of structure and obstruction, the structure excavation, the foundation fill, the pipe culverts and drain excavation, and the embankment from road. Under the subbase and base course is the aggregate subbase course. Under the surface course is the Portland cement concrete pavement with 0.15 and take 14 days, and the Portland cement concrete pavement aggregate course with 0.28 and take 14 days. Under the bridge construction or the precast concrete piles furnished, the precast concrete piles driven, the splicing of RC piles with epoxy, the test piles furnished, the test piles driven, the reinforcing steel grade 40, the reinforcing steel grade 60, the structural concrete class A with 20.68 MPa, the structural concrete class A with 27.88 MPa, the three structural concrete members, the lean concrete, the plate, the expansion joint, the form and false work, and the elastomeric bridge bearings. Under the drainage and slope protection structures are the pipe culverts, the manholes, the grout and riprap, the sheet piles, and the drain pipe. Under the miscellaneous structures are the metal guardrail, the metal beam and piece bullnose, the seedling saplings for other programs or initiatives, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, and the concrete joint sealant. The minimum equipment requirement are 1 air compressor, the 1 applicator machine, 1 asphalt kettle or drum, 1 backhoe with breaker, then 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter with 25 mm per bar, 1 bar cutter with 42 mm maximum rebar, 1 boom truck, 1 bulldozer with ripper, 1 cargo service truck, 1 chainsaw, 1 concrete punch plant, 1 concrete saw, 1 concrete spreader, 1 concrete vibrator, 1 crawler crane with bucket, 1 crawler crane with standard boom, 1 service crane or crawler crane, 1 diesel hammer, two dump truck, one grouting machine, one hydraulic jump, two jackhammer, one joint sealer machine, one cleaning machine, four low bed grader, one cutting outfit, one rock hammer, one motorized road grader, one multi-purpose amphibious dredger, one bugger mixer, one payloader, one plate compactor, four transit mixer, one truck-mounted crane with bucket, standard lattice boom with 41 to 45 MG, one truck-mounted crane standard lattice boom with 31 to 35 MG, one truck-mounted crane standard lattice boom with 41 to 45 MG, 246 HP, one vibrator loader, one vibro hammer, one other chopper puck, one welding machine, 48 HP, and one welding machine, 500.
Development Project. Development Project 26-0101. Widening of permanent bridges Manubuan Bridge, B01933 along Davao Cotabato Road, Junction Tigos Cotabato Section. At Barangay Manubuan, Matalam, Cotabato. In the contract duration of 200 days, calendar days. Funding agreement ga CY 2026. In the type bridge, target length 179.352 unit of measures per meter. With an approved budget of the contract, 20,292,860. With an EA of 14,140. Estimated project component cost 2,707,000. Description of the work to be done, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, sub-base and base course, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer, under other general requirements, permits and clearances, project billboard design board, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and or demobilization. Earthwork, individual removal of trees, 150 to 300 mm per small, removal of structure and obstruction concrete, structure excavation from embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, embankment from barrow common soil. Under sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under bridge construction, we have precast concrete piles furnished 400 mm by 400. Precast concrete piles driven. These test piles driven 400 by 200 mm. Slicing of RC piles with epoxy. Reinforcing steel grade 40. Reinforcing steel grade 60. Structural concrete 20.60 MPa class A 14 days. Structural concrete 27.50 MPa class A 14 days. Pre-stressed structural concrete members type 3 1 girders. Lean concrete class B 16.5 MPa refer to the item 901. Paint class 2 metric bridge bearings, force and force work. Drainage and slope protection structure, we have grout, tinted rock class A, sheet piles or steel slope protection, drain pipe, galvanized, miscellaneous structures, we have metal guardrail or metal beam, including post single with W beam, metal beam and fish tail, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, copper solar lead roadway lighting 8 60W to 100W. Minimum equipment requirement, 1 bulldozer, 1 payloader, 1 motorized road grader, 1 motorized road grader with vibratory roller, plate compactor, crawler crane standard boom 21 to 25 MT, crawler crane standard boom 36 to 40 MT, crawler crane with bucket, one truck mounted crane standard lattice boom, one truck mounted crane standard lattice boom, one truck-mounted crane, standard lattice boom, one backhoe with breaker, one diesel hammer, one vibro hammer, one bagger mixer, one transit mixer, two dump truck, one cargo truck, one cargo or service truck 2 to 5 MT, cargo truck 9 to 10 MT, water truck or pump, air compressor, one welding machine 500A, one welding machine 500A electrical oven, one cutting outfit, one chainsaw, two concrete vibrator, one bar cutter single phase, one bar builder 3 phase, one concrete box plant, one applicator machine, one rock hammer, one dolly, two jackhammer, one kneading machine, and one wood steel ladder.
So there is a request for break this break. And we will continue after the meeting opening. Okay, structure. So there will be 4 projects to be open. After that, we will continue this limited conference. So thank you. Watch us live after a few minutes.